I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football. Hayden Hurst, the tight end. First of all, I like him because he's a ginger. Second of all, I like him because it's all about mental health. That's what every team needs, is a ginger and somebody who's all about mental health.
I loved everything Urban Meyer. It made me feel better about everything. I'm his biggest fangirl right now. I would give him a lap dance if I could.
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker, I guess.
The what?
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker. You never heard of a steak hooker?
Who they say gon' beat the Bengals? Who they say gon' beat the Bengals?
Good day, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going, ladies? Welcome to Tigress Talk, first and only Bengals show created by women. I'm Jess, aka Hube. I am joined as always by the lovely Bengals Whitney, Jerry, and Kayla. How are we doing, ladies?
Doing good.
Awesome. Thank you to everybody who is joining us live. We've got Greg here in the chat. We've got Rob, Joe, and Greg. Good day, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on our rescheduled night. But, well, it's Friday, and I feel like I am finally at the point where I can talk about Sunday.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. Everybody at work knows I'm a huge Bengals fan, and people were constantly coming up to me wanting to talk about the game, and I was like, I'm not. It's too soon. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Finally, today, I would talk with somebody about the game. But
I had to have a sense of humor about it, because truly that was the wildest, weirdest collection of things. If you had told me before the game started that we would have lost because we missed a point after field goals and Joe Burrow played like shit, I would have been like, nope, you're on drugs. That's not possible.
Right. Like, that's not what we do here.
Yeah.
Right. It was bizarre.
Yeah. Well, Houday Lisa, thanks for joining us. Houday Bengals and Brews. Houday Bengals captain, who's contractually obligated to be here. Houday Stranger 4420. And Houday to Trucking with Blocks 18. He says, yo, one loss is nothing to worry about. I totally was going a different direction with that in my head. Yeah, 100% agree. Trucking with Blocks 18. I am not worried at all at this point. I've stopped being upset about it, and I've moved on to the point where I am in an okay space about it. So yeah. Spencer's here. He says, woot woot Houday, woot woot Spencer. Thanks for being here with us tonight. And Bengals and Bruce says, I got to see the baby bump. OMG. Whose baby bump could that possibly be? He must be talking about you, Jerry.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to miss these days.
Oh, well, you looked beautiful. You looked so cute. I'm glad that you got to make it up here for the game. You know, as far as recap goes, I really feel like I don't know what else I can say that's already been said. I think that a lot of the narratives though have gotten skewed. So I feel like I kind of want to set some things straight, and maybe you guys have come to these conclusions on your own. But I just sort of feel like, you know, I think that people were really unfair in their assessment of the offensive line. I think the offensive line played a lot better than 7. You see 7 sacks and you think, okay, this is the same old offensive line that we had last year. I think that the offensive line has gotten loads better this year. I think that who was it? Callahan said that only 3 to 4 sacks were on the line, and the rest of them were on the rest of the offense. So it's just one of those things that it was just a bad day, I think. And everybody has bad days. Everybody, you know, even Joe Burrow, who's like the coolest guy in the world, sometimes has a bad day. So,
but even on his worst day, he still kind of kept us in the game.
Well, honestly, I feel like the biggest thing that nobody's talking about is DJ freaking Reader and our defense.
Yeah.
The defense
was
excited. It's been hard for me ever since Carlos Dunlap left. It's been really hard for me to pick another favorite player because Carlos was my favorite player for so long. And I think DJ Reader has solidly taken that spot. So DJ Reader is my new favorite player for sure, especially on defense. I mean, that man does not get enough credit for everything he does, flying around the field, being everywhere. I mean, so disruptive. So
he was almost superhuman at times.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bengals and Bruce says adorable. Yes, Jerry is adorable. We all agree. Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Matt Schultz says, yeet, yeet, ladies. I really love all the onomatopoeia going on. It's really fun for me to say. So keep that up. But yeah, Bengals and Bruce says 3 to 4 out of 100 snaps. Yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like not enough people are talking about the sheer volume of offensive snaps. I mean, 100 total snaps, 94 plays. I mean, 6 of those snaps were penalties, unfortunately, but they were 94 plays, 100 snaps, and Jamar Chase was on the field for every single one of them. So I feel like that man is, I mean, we all knew, but the sheer athletic ability and I'm just so impressed. Every time I think I can't get more impressed with Jamar Chase.
We're so lucky to have him.
Greg says, it's not about how hard you can get hit in life. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky Balboa. Yes, Greg, that's what we need. We need more Rocky. Yep. I really feel like this team is Rocky right now. Like, we are going to come back and we are going to, I don't remember what happened in the first Rocky. I want to say he won. I feel like there was a couple of there's so many Rockies. I don't remember them all. But I feel like we're the Rocky where this Bengals is the Rocky where he won at the end. Whichever one that is. But Brian Bowman says DJ Reader is a monster. Yes. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Greg Luther said Najee Harris, who everybody labeled as a top 5 running back, did not do a single thing Sunday. Yes. I think they really did a good job of stuffing what little semblance of an offense Pittsburgh tried to scrape together. They were like, no, that's not going to work today. But Matt Schultz says O-line didn't have a single penalty either. The only false start was on Hurst. I thought Volson had one, but okay, I'll take your word for it, Matt. I thought I saw one on Volson, but I could be remembering that incorrectly. But yeah. Brian Bowman said the double bird was the best part.
Yes.
I want to frame that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
How great is that photographer?
To my wall.
Right?
Yeah. Just do a big mural.
Exactly.
Double bird.
100% agree. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as game recap, I really feel like that says it all. You know, Jamar Chase flipped in the bird, did what we all wanted to do. Joe Burrow had a terrible day. You know, and I think that, you know, maybe we all knew Clark Harris was the bomb, but maybe we took him for granted just a tiny little bit.
Thank you.
I mean, I feel like I've always been a huge Clark Harris fan. I mean, I love that man. I love his whole vibe. I love everything he's about. I love that he looks like the neighbor from Office Space. That's one of my favorite movies. I love everything that man is about. And I still feel like I did not realize how important that position was. Like, I had no idea that Money McPherson, our glorious little shining light of hope, relied so heavily on that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if we didn't lose Clark Harris, we don't lose that game.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can take every weird interception, turnover, awful, crazy thing that happened on offense that day, and at the end of the day, that point after or that field goal wins us the game, even with all of that terrible stuff happening. So Clark Harris for MVP, we did take him for granted for sure. That entire unit, and it also reminds everybody that that's why Huber wasn't going to get pulled from his job until Huber says, I'm retiring. I'm sorry. I don't care how good your young talent might be. Huber's not going anywhere because that chemistry, you cannot mess with it because that's what happens.
100%. It's so important. It's so important. Matt Schultz says he might have, but hell, they played clean. Yep, I agree. I don't remember, honestly, Matt, and it's not important. But yes, they did. They looked, as a unit, they looked very good. Greg Luther said, how was TJ Watt not ejected for the cheap shot on Burrow? That was unnecessary. You could ask that about
why.
You could ask that about like 100 million Pittsburgh snap plays
Yeah, like I thought that it should have been defenseless receiver on T. Higgins, bless his heart. I mean, I was furious.
Yeah, that made me the most mad because then I hope that he can play on Sunday, but we still don't know.
That
Wow,
could have
Coach
resulted in
Kyle
a really bad injury
Caskey
too.
Yeah.
is in the house, guys. Coach Kyle Caskey is here. What's up, Coach? Sup, ladies? Sorry, Whitney, what were you saying?
I was saying that could have been a way worse injury when you look at it.
Yeah.
We got lucky. So anyway, I was very mad about the Higgins thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was ready to fight. I was ready to go out there and fight.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Jerry, is like I tell the security guards that stand right in front of us, it's always like the same group of guys, and they're really, really nice, and I love them, and I always talk with them and mess with them, and I always joke with them that I'm going to jump on the field, and they're like, "No, you're not, because you'll break both your legs." And I'm like, "No, I'm getting out there. Like I'm rushing the field," and they're like, "Okay, crazy lady, please go sit in your seat." But
I kept telling Brian, I was like, they'll never suspect me.
They wouldn't tackle a pregnant lady.
To like crawl over to get over that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, Brian says sample blocks Minka and we win that game. Yes. I mean, God, could you have like a worse luck? I mean, geez.
I was
What's up, Tyler?
Yeah. I was exhausted by the end of that game.
It was mentally excruciating, honestly. Like I just, I never thought the Bengals were totally out of it. I kept thinking to myself, we can overcome this. I mean, honestly, I was praying for the half. I was like, please, let's just get to halftime because I know there's going to be a different team that comes out of that locker room on the second half. And I was mostly right. I mean, he did have that last interception, I think, in the fourth quarter where he's just trying to make something happen, I feel like. But you know what? I feel like that's what gives me hope. And I mean, obviously, we know Joe Burrow is the bomb. We know that he's going to come back and be better than ever. This is only going to fuel his hate fire and, everything else that makes Joe Burrow Joe Burrow. But the fact that he was able to come out and damn near win us that game, I mean, he should have won us that game. I mean, we should have won that game. That game there was like 5 different reasons why we lost that game by 3 points. I mean, take away one of those things. I'm not even saying take away all 5 of those things. Take away one of those things, and we win that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what made it so hard. That and it's the Steelers. Like, those 2 things together made it just like...
I hate them so much.
Ooh.
I hate them so much. I will say, though, that the thing that I hate the most about losing to the Steelers is their fans in the stadium. And honestly, that was the most sinking feeling I had after losing that game was what fan is going to get in my face? What fan is going to be a jerk? Not necessarily get in my face. I mean, nobody's trying to fight me, but like people just being jerks and, but honestly, I really feel like I could maybe count on one hand the amount of fans that I saw even being annoying. You know what I mean? And nobody was being super disrespectful. So honestly, I feel like Steelers are a broken fan base right now.
Well, I don't
know what I mean? So
I don't know about you, Jess, but I felt like that was the least amount of Steelers fans that I have seen there in a very long time. Yeah, and that made me super happy. And the Steelers fans, for the most part, there are a couple of ones that were getting a little how you don't act in somebody else's stadium. But for the most part, everybody was really cool.
Honestly, it's baffling to me because I would never, ever bring that on myself in somebody else's stadium. When I go to away games, I am very respectful. I'm saying hi to everyone around me, being very nice. And I would literally never act the way some of these people act in our stadium. And it just is like, man, y'all lucky we're Cincinnatians, okay? Because a lot of other places in this world, they would freaking take you out. I mean...
Yeah.
Well, it's a different day too. I think back in the day when we were a pushover for them and they looked at us like an automatic dub within the conference and we're not that far apart geographically. I think everybody and anybody Steelers fan wise would show up to that game. Like, let's go to Cincinnati, mess with those guys. So like all the nasty fans go. I think now that it's more competitive and they have their own struggles that they're going through, it probably means, and the stadium sells out and the tickets are more expensive. I think it's a little bit less of those types of people coming to the games, I would think. It's more serious fans who just love their team and are going to support their team and less like every obnoxious idiot. Yinzer. Coming. Yinzer.
I can't believe they call themselves that. Like, it's confusing. But yeah, Brian said that offense is in shambles, not a functional NFL offense right now. Yeah. I mean, I forget what, maybe it was Jake Lisco and James Rapine that said it was all like smoke and mirrors. But yeah, I mean, they really are not. They are not a functioning team right now. Greg says, least amount of terrible towels I've ever seen at Paycor Stadium. I like that you called it Paycor. And I don't know if you're being ironic because it was the first time they were running terrible towels at Paycor Stadium. But yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I feel like the last 2 years in general have been kind of low and Steelers fan attendance, which is totally fine by me because it seems like we're only getting like the kind, normal ones for the most part, you know. So
yeah.
Shelly, hey Shelly, how's it going? She says, I was kid sitting, but I was on the edge of my seat. I mean, imagine that's supposed to say seat. Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. I was at home, but on the edge of my seat at the game. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, honestly, the suspense. You just it could have literally gone either way. It was insane. Brian says maybe higher ticket prices is the trick to just not having to see any bare asses. Yes, Brian, I am all for not seeing any other humans bare ass that I am not in charge of wiping. Like I just don't like. I don't want Cap wipes his own ass. But no, I spent a lot of years.
Just to clarify,
I spent a lot of years at the bedside before I moved on up. Okay. He wiped his own ass, everyone. I just want to put that out there for the record.
We don't judge.
Shelly says, baby and I were watching. Oh, good, Shelly. I'm glad. Well, I'm sorry your baby had to see that game. Now your baby is building character like the rest of us.
I had so many people around us that kept asking me, like, are you going to go into labor? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like that's a rude question, okay? Like, I don't know.
Oh, no, they could see the stress and, like, just my face. They're like, are you okay? Like, no,
you probably looked like
You're
you
like,
were experiencing
no,
labor pains watching that.
Well, and I was getting so mad because on offense, again, these just grown men are screaming and trying to get a Houday chant going when we're on offense, like about to score. And I just had to look at them and I said, shut up.
Like, okay, but you know what, Jerry? Times. In my section, that was a Steelers fan that was trying to start the Houday chants.
Oh, no.
There was a Steelers fan in my section that was starting Houday chants on offense. And then all the idiot Bengals fans around me were joining in. And I was livid. Y'all. Because honestly, I even said this to Cap in the middle of the game. I was like, I feel like we're doing a better job, like towards the beginning of the game.
Yes, as
when they started the "Let's Go Joe" chant, and Joe was like,
"I know he was trying."
That is your clue, people. That is your clue to stop. Be quiet. Sit down. He knows you love him. He does. He feels the love. He knows it. Okay, stop chanting when they are on offense. They cannot hear and they cannot perform at the top of their level when they cannot hear the play being called in the huddle. I love you. Shut up. That's all I'm going to say.
I think I asked one guy, I said, is this your first day with football? Like, shut up.
I would have been like, are you a Steelers fan? No? Then be quiet when we're on offense.
Like, I'm not trying to be
Steelers fans can be quiet too, but yeah.
Well, you even have the big offense at work sign up now that they do. It's like,
people can't read. That's my only conclusion. You can't read.
It's like one of the first things you learn when you go to a game. Like, be quiet when we're working on the field, guys.
Ugh. Yeah. But it honestly, though, it wasn't that bad. I'm being very dramatic because this is a sore subject for me. But yeah, 126. That's for those assholes. Tyler says, yes, Tyler, I agree. Jerry hit him with the first time. Oh, I love that.
Rookie fan.
Like, welcome. This is what we do here. Come on, guys.
They did stop talking, or not talking, but they did stop screaming though. A couple of them were like, so I don't think they realized it. They were like, oh shit. Like, sorry.
See, and that's what I really think. I think just not enough people know. Not enough people know. So I'm just trying to spread the word, trying to be nice about it. Sometimes I'm not very nice about it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it, guys. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to some viewer questions. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted your questions and comments on Twitter. We appreciate all the interaction that we get on there. Let's see. Zoe had a question for Whitney, and she said, Whitney, who will be your Bengals player of the week for this upcoming week against Dallas?
So I had a hard time deciding there because I had 3 or 4 that I had it narrowed down to, but I'm going with Cheeto Awuzie, our former Cowboy, for 2 reasons.
He had a good game on Sunday too.
Yes. I want him to obviously be schooling up all our guys on any insider information that he can. He's not that many years removed from their team. And then also, we need our defense to get some turnovers for us this week. You know, there is something to be said that we've got some tough guys coming our way on defense. So the Cowboys aren't very good. If you saw that game, they don't look scary. They lost Dak Prescott. But we did not lose that Steelers game because of quarterback play. Like, Trubisky did nothing to us. Like, we lost that because of what we did on offense to ourselves, period, end of story. Our defense played lights out. So, obviously, the obvious answer is Joe Burrow is the player that we're looking out for, or Mixon, or Bolson, or the O-line, or whatever. But I'm going with Cheeto because let's get a turnover this week.
I love Cheeto.
Give us the Cowboy details.
He just had a really good podcast with Renee Paquette on the Sessions, who she lives in Cincinnati now, married to a wrestler, and I love her podcast. But the whole interview, it was just really interesting to get to know more about him, because I knew a little bit, but you got to hear how much he loves chess and just his love of the game. And it's only about 25 minutes, so it's not a very long interview, but we listened to that on the way back home. Highly, highly recommend it. It's the Sessions with Renee Paquette and Cheeto. So,
all right.
Nice.
We'll definitely have to check that out. Crypt Keeper's here. He says, hello, ladies of the Who Day. Hello, Crypt Keeper. Thank you for being here. Shelly said, yep, it was anyone's game. It really was, Shelly, all the way down till the end. It was anyone's game. All right, let's see. Brian said, do you find any comfort in the fact that the Bengals only lost by 3 in overtime in a game where they lost the turnover battle by 5? Do you attribute the offensive performance to the non-preseason rust, or is it an actual cause for concern in your opinion? What do you guys think?
I'm not concerned. I think maybe if not this weekend, by week 3, we'll have it all together. I mean, none of the guys really had a snap during the preseason. I mean, Joe still threw for 338 yards and 2 touchdowns. He can bounce back from anything, so I'm not worried.
100%.
And I don't think it's fair necessarily to blame it on preseason rust, because I feel like good teams just have bad games sometimes. We just had a bad day. And I mean, the Bills last year lost to the Steelers week 1, and everyone's forgetting about that. I mean, I don't know. It's just everyone's panicking because it's week 1, and this is the only game to talk about so far. So
yeah,
and
I'd be more concerned. Not concerned because of the way we lost. If we had lost because, can you hear me? I just lost it. I'd be more concerned if we lost because fundamentally we didn't look sound, or we had huge sections of our team, or whatever, that did poorly. It was such a fluky way to lose. It was Joe Burrow having a really bad day at the office. And then us losing our long snapper. That was it. That's literally the only reason why we lost. Our receivers looked good. Our O-line looks like they need more time to come together, but they honestly didn't look that bad.
Not nearly as bad as what people are acting like, my opinion.
Exactly. So because it's the way we lost, that I can get past it and think, okay, well, Joe's not going to have very many games like that. And it's a wake-up call for him, and we got it out of the way week 1. Like, I'm sure that will come up, and he did a lot of soul searching. Like, we heard about him sitting in the locker room for forever. He was soul searching, and it won't happen again, most likely. So, yeah, I'm not concerned.
Did you guys hear his interview though, where he kind of downplayed that? Like he was like, "Oh, I always do that. You guys just didn't know because of COVID." I kind of love that. I kind of love that he's like, "Don't think you got me figured out." You know what I mean? Like I just love. I love it. I love it. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, "Yeah, you don't know what I'm thinking."
Yeah.
Yeah. Shelly says, "I think our team should have played. I think our team should have played with our starters in preseason, but I understand why we choose not to." Yeah. I feel like even Joe Burrow wasn't healthy enough, I don't think, to play in preseason, regardless of whether you think he should or think he shouldn't. He wasn't healthy enough. So I think that's kind of a moot point. I do think he looked rusty, but I think that he's just, it was just one of those things. I mean, he kind of looked slow, like he was late to throw the ball sometimes. I mean, it just wasn't his day, and he'll get it together. I know he will. He's Joe Burrow, it's going to be fine. Kyjana Carter's ACL, I'm probably saying that completely wrong, commented under Brian's question. He said, lack of preseason snaps and no opportunity to come together at full speed with actual contact. It's not even rust. Just need a quick tune-up. Mary Raps is our dear friend, and she says Cincinnati last beat Dallas in 2004. Since then, Cincinnati has lost 4 straight matchups, most recently in 2020. I think our losing streak ends Sunday. Other than Burrow's protection of the ball, what player/position group do you think needs to have the biggest impact to secure the win? Oh, thank you for that information, Mary. I was not aware that we had lost the last 4 matches. I believe you. I'm just saying I've forgotten.
I could see a big game from Hayden Hurst. I really liked what we saw on the field on Sunday.
I did too. I was really impressed with how they were using him. I really liked watching him on Sunday. So
yeah, I think it's a mixing day too. I think while Joe Joe's going to do what Joe's going to do, Burrow, and he's going to turn it around, and I think it'll be his personal vendetta to have like an amazing game that day. But they have some guys on defense that make me a little nervous. Well, not nervous, but they're going to give our O-line some fits, I think. Mixon, if he can get primed and get going, takes all the pressure off everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think it's hard for me to pick a group. I just want them to go up. I want them to score up in the first half. I think if we can run the score up in the first half and get them on their heels, there's literally, I think we're winning this game regardless. But I think if we keep it close, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder. Obviously, this is not, that's simple math. That's not anything profoundly I'm saying. But I just feel like if we really score 30 points, we're winning this game, in my opinion. Because like Pittsburgh, their offense is nothing to write home about, especially with this backup quarterback. What's his name? Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
He doesn't scare me. They don't really have the weapons on offense. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, arguably, they've got, I don't know every player on their team. What's the other guy? CeeDee Lamb. That's the other guy I'm thinking of. So, they've got a few guys, but all in all, I think if we can run the score up and protect the ball and not turn the ball over, I think we easily win this game.
And I think it's really hard to run on us. I think it's going to be all season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Our defense, I think, is going to shut anybody who tries to run on us. Our defense is going to absolutely shut them down. So, Brian says, I'm still 100% in support of the starters not playing in preseason. Me too.
Me too.
Stranger 4420 says, I wish the O-line had played 1 series per preseason game. That's tough though, because then what happens if La'el Collins goes down? Are you still saying that if La'el Collins goes down? Not arguing, just playing devil's advocate here. But
there were a lot of guys that got hurt in the preseason.
Yes, there are.
Right? And I kept seeing him going down, thinking like, what are you thinking? Like, why would you do that to your team? But yeah, I get it. I see both sides. I really do. Greg says, I just want to win Sunday. We all do, Greg. We all just want to put this behind us. Yes, everyone agrees with Greg. Brian. Oh, Pam's here. Hello, Mama Pam. Says Hayden in large spaced out letters with lots of exclamation points. Yes, Mama Pam. We are all proud of Hayden. Yes, for sure.
Hayden looks good.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. And then let's see. Greg says, did not understand why they went for the field goal in overtime on 3rd down when Clark Harris was hurt. Well, Greg, you are in luck because we are debuting our brand new segment this week. It's very exciting. I'm very excited about it. And she has chosen that exact topic to break down for you. So I am going to let her explain it to you in the only way that she can with all of her Southern charm. And so if you don't know Kayla Caskey, she has been my good friend for a lot of years. Ever since Kyle was the running backs coach with the Bengals, we've been good friends. We tailgated together. We've had many adventures together. And she honestly, talking football with her was one of the most inspiring things to me. And it's what inspired me to learn more about the game. She's extremely intelligent when it comes to football. And I asked her if she could please do us the honor of maybe doing like a weekly segment. She pre-recorded it this week. There's weeks where she may join us live. She may pre-record it every week. This is, something that's totally new for her. And I'm just really excited that she's doing it for us. So without further ado, here is Bombshell Breakdown with Kayla Caskey.
Hey y'all, and welcome to the first installment of Bombshell Breakdown. I'm Kayla Caskey. Today we're going to break down a play from the Bengals missed field goal during overtime with the Bengals versus Steelers game. So let's put this straight. We had a backup snapper in because Clark Harris had a torn bicep from earlier in the game. Now, a long snapper is not supposed to be able to get hit, so a long snapper should probably never ever miss a game. So the fact that the Bengals are using a backup snapper, he's probably never even snapped a snap in his whole life besides maybe like high school or college. I'm sure he's practiced during the week snapping this ball back, but in a real live game, has he ever done it? Probably not. Again, Clark Harris has been there for years, and he's not supposed to get hurt. So here we are, backup snapper. We've already missed a field goal. We've already had a blocked field goal. So it's overtime. It's 3rd down. Both teams have already had possession of the ball. If you know your overtime rules, both teams need to have possession of the ball. And if you kick a field goal, it wins the game. You don't need a touchdown, just a field goal. So here we are, 3rd down. It's a chip shot in. If the Bengals hit it, we win, right? So 3rd down, we still have another chance on 4th down if something were to go wrong with the snap. That is why they chose to go on the 3rd down to kick this field goal. That's been a huge question. Why would the Bengals want to kick a field goal on 3rd down? True, they do have one of the best offenses out there, and Joe Burrow is your quarterback, Joe Mixon is your running back. Why not just try to go ahead and get the touchdown? That could happen on 3rd down. They could have gone for it and then just tried the field goal again on 4th down if they didn't get the touchdown. But for whatever reason, Zach Taylor said, look, it's a chip shot in. We're going to get this 3rd down. Let's kick this field goal and win this game. That could have happened. Would have won. Would have been great. However, doing it on 3rd down gives you an option. If the snap was high or if it would have been low, all Kevin Huber had to do was just fall on the ball right there. And they could have snapped it again on 4th down to kick the winning field goal. Okay, the snap was a little high. Kevin Huber's knees came up off the ground a little bit. Kevin couldn't get the laces out. The kick was bad. So let's go ahead and take a look at the play now.
29-yard attempt. In overtime. Wilcox, snapper, Huber, holder. From 29 yards away. Oh, he missed it badly.
One was just slow. This one, look at where Huber has to go to get it. And as he gets it down, he can't even get the laces turned. So now you got a kicker kicking the laces, which is a thing. I haven't met a kicker yet that says, yeah, give me the laces to kick it. They want the laces spun away from them. He kicks the laces and snap hooks it to the left.
Okay, y'all, now let's break that down. Got a football here, laces. All right, so when the ball is coming in from the snapper, the holder gets it, puts it on the ground, and spins it, laces out. The field goal's over here in this situation. So laces out, the kicker is hitting the smoother side of the ball on this side. You would think it wouldn't be that big of a deal. What does it matter if we kick the laces? Well, first of all, have you ever tried to kick a football? It's really hard, especially I don't know how they do it. But anywho, so if you're kicking on these laces, it's definitely going to throw the ball in. We don't know which direction it's going to go. If you're kicking the smoother part, there's a lot more control over it. You can see here in the picture the laces are in, so his foot is hitting these laces, not the smooth part of the ball. Also, you can notice the ball is not straight up and down. That's fine. The ball is normally not straight up and down when the holder is holding it with just one finger. And these are professional football players, y'all. They practice this snap. But Clark Harris knows how many rotations this ball takes to get to Kevin Huber and put it on the ground. And Kevin Huber knows exactly how many, like, he's not even spinning it the whole way around. He's just manipulating it just a smidge for McPherson to kick it on the smooth side every time. They practice this. They have it down. They're professionals. They get paid a lot of money to do this. Does the backup tight end that's in there really know how many rotations the ball is making before he gets to Kevin Huber? I doubt it. They probably practice it just a few times a week versus Clark Harris. I mean, it's just golden every time he does it. So, unfortunate circumstances. Kevin Huber probably thought he could get the ball down, laces out, couldn't do it. Maybe he should have just fell on the ball and they tried to get him fourth down and kick the winning field goal. Again, y'all, this is Kayla Caskey with your Bombshell Breakdown for week 1. I look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Isn't she the best? Okay, so I know that was painful for a lot of us. I know. And honestly, the funniest part about that was, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Wilcox was dying. Did you guys notice that part of the picture that she was showing? I mean, he was literally like, if you go back and watch it again, he was literally like contort, like it's like he snapped the ball and then like died. I don't even know what happened. So I mean, so yeah, I mean, I thought she did an awesome job of explaining that, but I feel like, why did he not just fall on the ball? And I just really feel like he would fight every single instinct he has as the holder to fall on it. I mean, that's not what he does. He spins it around, he holds it. And I feel like to go against every instinct that he has as a football player, I mean, it's not like he started playing football yesterday. I mean, my man is, getting up there. So it's like I don't know. I have no explanation. I just think it was a very hard decision in the moment. And I think it's probably something that he wants back, but I don't know.
I'm having flashbacks to Ace Ventura, laces out.
That was what I was thinking the whole time. Oh my God, I know. Laces out. Yeah. So anyway.
I knew there was some kind of rule where you could try it twice if you kicked on third down. I'm glad she reminded me what it was. Yeah, so now
I thought you got another try if you missed it. I was wrong. I was like, but they could try again, right? And Cap was like, no, that's not the rule.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. So no, that was a good reminder of that. So now I'm just mad at Kevin. I'm just teasing Kevin.
No.
So you're right. It is split second. Like you don't even have a chance to think about it. It's muscle memory at that point. And so
100%. Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So Greg says that's exactly why the guy who sat next to me said just fall on the ball. Exactly, Greg. Yep, 100%. Ace Ventura laces rule. Thank you, Caskey. Yeah, 100%. Caleb. Hello, Caleb. Love the new segment. Great info and breakdown. Thank you, Caleb. Lisa says, great explanation. Super helpful to understand the game more. Yes. I'm hoping that, as the weeks go on, we'll all just learn a little bit more about football, but I vote for second chances. Me too. Yeah. Spencer says, I can see Money Mac bouncing back and drilling a huge field goal this week. Indoors too versus Dallas. He still had a 59-yarder week 1. Cannon will shake this off. Yeah. Also, I don't think any of the things that happened were his fault. I mean, the one guy blocked, and the other one was just the snap, honestly. So I really don't feel like Evan is at fault for any of these things. I think
both were snap related.
Yeah.
Even the broadcaster said like they broke down the first one, the point after, and they were like it was off like timing wise just by a fraction of a second. And so Minka could get there to bat it down. So
yeah. Brian says, can you try again after a fake? If the fake is on third down, of course. I don't know, Brian. I would assume yes, because you still get a third. As long as you don't turn the ball over, I don't think. As long as you don't turn the ball over or actually try to kick a field goal, I think you can. I think you get all 4 downs. Yeah. Okay. Cap is confirming. You can, Brian. Yes. Which, hey, you know what I was saying last night? I feel like I haven't seen a fake punt in a while, and I'm all for a fake punt. The other thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this because I am ready to move on from this game, but I want to I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat here. I thought we should have gone for 2 points after that last touchdown. I feel like, you know, when you don't, instead of trying to kick an extra point, even though we only needed the 1 point to win, I would have liked to have gone for 2 on it. I feel like we're really good at going for 2.
Yeah.
I want to go for 2 every time.
Okay.
I don't know. It would have been the same result. If we hadn't gotten it, it would have been the same result. So it wouldn't have hurt anything to try and go for 2, but you know.
Well, real quick, who's our new guy? Isn't it Adamitis or something like that?
Yeah.
So go Adamitis.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to, like, we didn't like miss those from weather or anything. It was truly just a long snap. So Adamitis, like, that's your guy.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for. Yeah.
100%. And Tyler says, can't remember what show it was, but Shane Graham complimented Evan's mental toughness. So I think that's the least of our worries. 100%, Tyler. That was not on Evan. Evan is rock solid. I'm 100% convinced. But yeah, Whitney, honestly, I was talking to somebody at work about this today because, again, today was the first day at work I was able to talk about any of this. But how lucky are we that, I mean, Cal almost beat Clark Harris for the starting job. I mean, how lucky are we to have a guy stashed away on our practice squad that could step in? I mean, that is like unheard of. So the fact that we even had him on our practice squad is just super lucky. And I'm just super excited for him.
And I feel stress-free about this week with it because like he's got experience doing it. So we're going to be fine. It's going to be
100%. 100%. Yeah. All right, let's do some conspiracy theories. All right, I don't have my hat. That's okay. That's all right. All right, do you guys have any conspiracy theories? Is it too early? I feel like it's never too early for a good conspiracy theory. So, what do you guys got?
I don't have one.
Nobody has a conspiracy theory? Okay, fine. My conspiracy theory, that line judge that was standing right there when Jamar Chase caught that touchdown, my conspiracy is that he is actually blind.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe he was just like thinking about pizza or like what he was going to do later. I don't know, but my man totally blanked out because they should have called that a touchdown on the field. And I'm also still mad about that. So, okay, now I'm really letting it go. For real this time.
Oh, yeah. Get that man a Lens Crafter coupon. Like, seriously. Yeah, I can't look at that either. That's also devastating from last week.
Yeah.
That picture that's been circulating. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Every time I feel sick every time I look at it.
Okay. All right. I'm really moving on now. Okay. Let's talk. All right. We Need to Talk is sponsored by Birminghorn. Code Tigress gets you 15% off 2 or more bottles of wine. Whitney, are we drinking the same one? Are we drinking Dreaming of the Horned King is what I'm drinking.
Oh no. I have Golden Tears too, and I haven't tried that yet. That's one of your favorites, isn't it?
I haven't tried it yet, but I did get it. So
look what they sent me. Look how
cute.
It's the King of the North onesie, and I like screamed when I opened it.
I thought you were holding up a t-shirt. Oh my God, it's a tiny onesie. Oh my gosh.
It's the cutest thing ever.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's badass.
They are the best.
All right. Who has something they need to talk about?
I have something. We have to talk about how Queen Elizabeth is part of the international committee for the NFL now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
We got Katie Blackburn on the competition committee. We got Elizabeth Blackburn on the international committee. I mean, these ladies are making moves, and I'm so excited for it. I am here for it, 100%.
They're taking over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Their reign is beginning, and I'm loving every second of it.
Absolutely.
100%. That's such an awesome accomplishment. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What do I need to talk about? I really just want to talk about the fact that the defense is amazing. I really love them. I actually meant to wear my defense chain and I forgot it, but I have a big chain that says defense. And every time the defense has a big game, I'm going to wear the chain. And I feel like it's going to be every week. I'm going to be wearing my defense chain. So it'll be like James's hot take chain, except mine is just going to be like all the time. Anytime the defense is dominant, I'm going to wear my defense chain.
Go for it. I think this year they're top 5 defense.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Like
100%.
maybe top 3.
They were the highest rated on PFF this week. I mean, they only got me 3 fantasy points, but that's okay because I believe in them. I believe in my fantasy defense in the Bengals. So,
yeah. I think that's just, I heard someone say, it might have been Coward, Colin Coward, who I don't even like, but that the Steelers fans feel way too good about this win and the Bengals fans feel way too bad about it because
that's a good
it's
point.
not indicative of their seasons and how their seasons will most likely play out at all. And so maybe that is a half-ass conspiracy theory that like we set up the Steelers with that loss because they're going to come out of that feeling one way about it and maybe have a little bit too much confidence. And honestly, at the end of the day, their defense was pretty good, but their defense wasn't as good as we made them look because that was really a bunch of mistakes by us that they capitalized on for the most part. Not taking away from the fact that like Watt balled out, but Watt's gone now. And their offense had really nothing. And then for us, like it's really just a matter of Joe Burrow turning that around, having a bad day at the office, but it's one bad day. He's not going to do that again. So
100%.
And we're our long snapper situation. So I that's kind of what I want to talk about. It's not that bad, guys. Like it felt bad. It was a roller coaster of a game. It was one of the wildest games I've ever seen in my entire life, just hands down. I couldn't have scripted it and believed it.
Yes.
But a lot of wacky things happened in week 1 that you can't predict, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. And I mean, their defense is good. Okay. I hate it. I hate it. I hate them. I hate it. But their defense is good. Okay. They stepped up. Also, Joe Burrow had a terrible day. You know, we've said it. So yeah, I'm not worried. Not worried. I think we beat them in Pittsburgh later. Honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I predict this is their first losing season since
Ooh, I like
Tomlin.
that. That'd be great.
I wasn't impressed with what I saw. And I know that's a really crappy thing to say after they just beat us, but we beat us. They didn't beat us. So.
Exactly. 100%. All right.
So I have a we need to talk, and I don't know if you guys heard it either on TV or in the stadium, but when we were going into halftime and our guys were going into the tunnel, there were Bengals fans that were booing our own guys. And I was just really disappointed for one, because I mean, they just had like the best season. They just gave us the best season ever. And it's one half of the first game and you guys are booing. Like, come on. Like,
oh, that's so uncool.
You have to support these guys. Like, for one, there's people and they can hear you. Like, I know because we are right above where they come out of the tunnel. If I heard them, I know they were hearing them. And you don't want them to start, I don't want to say resenting us, but you know, you got to be there in the good times and the bad. And we know we've known a lot of bad times. This was just a bad half. And you don't turn on these guys for 2 quarters. So
that's sad.
Do
better.
How many times have we come back? Like, why would you want to have that? Like, you should always have hope with Joe Burrow as your quarterback. Yeah. There was no need to boo.
Always.
Like,
we've been a second half team for how long now? Like, that just, like I said, that made me really sad for the guys. And so hopefully that won't continue the rest of the year. But
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, do better, everybody. That's awful. It's supposed to be a home field advantage, not disadvantage.
Yeah. Tyler says, good chance they weren't STHs last season. That's BS.
Season ticket holder?
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know that acronym. Thank you. Thank you, Kayla. Yes, I don't know, Tyler. It's disappointing. Greg says, booing fans are fake fans. I love you, Greg. That's where you separate the real fans and the fake fans. Oh, Greg.
I'm down with that.
I love it, Greg. Yeah. All right. Moving on. All right.
Hot, hot, hike.
That makes me want to do jazz hands.
I'm so rusty, but I'll make this quick. I have 3 quick game balls. One, do you have the link? So first one goes to he's a different type of cowboy, came from Wyoming, but Logan Wilson, bald out and looked like a full-grown man and like he is hitting his absolute prime in the NFL last weekend. And I was super proud of him. John Sheeran shared a tweet that showed a highlight of his that I think is a great example of why he deserves a game ball.
Sorry for my face there. I was trying to figure this out. Yeah, John Sheeran said, it's crazy to me how much Logan Wilson's grown. I remember charting some of the ugliest moments from him 2 years ago. Genuinely enjoy watching him play now. Was Logan Wilson bad? I don't remember Logan Wilson being bad.
I don't either, but I know he looks like he's at a different level now, and he's going to be a problem for a long time. And so he definitely gets a game ball. And then you'll be really happy about the second game ball because it's your new favorite defensive guy, DJ Reader, who is.
I forgot to clap for Logan Wilson. I was trying really hard to figure out how to share my screen. Sorry. Okay. And for DJ Reader. Yes. Okay.
DJ. Yes.
Yes,
DJ
for sure.
Reader, scary mofo, who looked amazing. And again, stealing a tweet from John Sheeran. If you can see this up close, and go look at these tweets, guys, on your own, so you can blow them up. Look at him. Like I can't point on the screen. I'm pointing on my screen like you guys can see my finger or something.
Wow.
You can't. But seriously, two guys. Just stop them. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
really proud of myself for doing that. I just want to.
I am proud of you too. Which goes to my third game ball really quick. You, Miss Jess, and Matt Schultz, Bengals and Bourbon, both get a joint honorary game ball for you get it a little extra more than Matt because you just pulled off that Twitter thing just now. That was bomb. But for FaceTiming me in Saturday night when I missed all my peeps so much, and you guys did it. You came through, and I wasn't expecting it. And so you guys get a half game ball because that was legit.
Honestly, Matt deserves most of the credit for that because he remembered and I did not. Matt deserves all the credit for that. I was just like, I'm going to take your phone around and show everybody. So,
you walked me around, so you get credit too.
I couldn't hear. I could feel the phone vibrating, so I knew you were talking, but I couldn't hear anything you were saying. I was just talking loud, hoping that you could hear me and that you could see everybody, and it wasn't too Blair Witch all over the place. But
I did, and I will try to remember if you guys want me to and return the favor Saturday night in Dallas. I'll just walk you around. Although I don't know if any of our besties are going to be there, so maybe not.
Yeah, well, I'm still super excited for you to go to that game because that is awesome.
Yeah.
But
should be fun.
Okay. Thank you so much, Whitney, for your game balls. We appreciate your balls every week.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh God, you're welcome.
Okay, let's get into next week. That one makes me feel sparkly.
Okay. So we're just going to pretend that last week didn't happen. It was, as Chad said, the first week is the 4th preseason game. That's what I'm going to go with. I think this week everything clicks. I think the things that, we had some issues with, I think the offensive line, I think the chemistry is going to be there a little more. The timing is going to be there a little better. I think that their offense is not really going to give us much of a problem. Our defense is going to be a big problem for them all day long. So I think we will end the day with our first win of the season, and we will all breathe a collective sigh of relief, and all will be right in the universe again.
Also, I think Whitney is good luck, so I think that really bodes well for us. So
we're gonna try.
For sure.
The last game you went to, we won.
It's true. It's true.
It's true. Okay, we're rolling with it then. We're rolling with it. Sure.
All my hopes and dreams rest with you, Whitney.
Okay, great.
I'm kidding, but I'm really excited for you to go. I've always wanted to go to Dallas, and I'm super excited for you to experience that. So.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the stadium and stuff like that. Just from if you're an NFL fan perspective, I think there's probably a lot of cool stuff to see. And I think this is the perfect game for us to get all those skeletons out of our closet that we invited in for some reason on week 1 and like wash all those sins away. I think that's what we do there. And then we get the Jets right after, and that gives us another chance. I think that we have the ideal next 2 games for us to like really hit our groove so that when the schedule starts getting way tougher, we're fine.
Yeah.
So I am glad about that. Really glad about that.
100%.
And it's perfect because we should be America's new team now. Like,
agreed.
Cowboys.
I think more Americans like the Bengals than like the Cowboys. So I think we are swoop in there and take that spot. So,
yeah.
I think the ratings were really good for that game this past week. So
yeah.
There's definitely interest there. Just the Joe Burrow effect.
For sure, the Joe Burrow effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some injury report here.
All right. Okay. So, for the Cowboys, we already talked about some of these, but Dak's obviously not playing because of his injury. And then they're also missing their starting left guard, who has a high ankle sprain, and an offensive tackle got put on injured reserve. So that's all happening. And then they've got a lot more injuries than we do. But obviously, we've also talked about T. Higgins is in concussion protocol. He's trending towards playing, but we'll see because they're really strict about that. And it was a really, really bad hit. We all saw it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Important thing is that he's healthy. So if he doesn't get to play this week, you just got to keep him safe. So it just sucks, but
yeah, obviously I'm hoping for the best. Did he practice today? Does anybody know? I meant to ask that before we started.
He was back today, yeah.
Okay, was he doing all the team
limited
stuff? Like full participant? Okay, so I think that bodes really well for him. So that's good. I think we definitely, our offense, he plays a bigger role in this offense than I think a lot of people who are not Bengals fans realize. I mean, yeah, you can line Jamar up wherever, but having them all out there, with TB, I really feel like just is what makes our offense really special. And so I think when we don't have him out there, we're definitely missing a big piece of our offense. So I'll be very glad to get him back. I think that was something that people didn't talk a lot about. That was, one of the reasons why we, couldn't pull out the win. Not having him out there makes a big difference. So that was like one of the 5 reasons why we lost the game. So,
and Michael Thomas was great, but they're just different. It's just different. It's really it's hard not having him out there. He's incredible. So
yeah, he is a very, I don't think Bengals fans underrate him, but I think the rest of the world definitely underrates him, and they don't understand how special he really is to this team and this offense. So
I think I saw that at halftime he was wanting to come back into the game, and they're like, no.
You would say that when you're concussed, maybe. So it's hard to trust what you're saying. I get it. I get the reasons, and I'm glad for it because nothing is more important to me, in my opinion, than these players' long-term health, especially with their little squishy brains. You got to really take care of that brain. You only get one. Your neurons regenerate extremely slowly. So, it's very important to take care of your brain. So I totally get why they do what they do. But yeah, not having him out there hurt, I think. So
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lisa says, agreed, Tyler. A few people behind me are first timers. They were an emotional roller coaster. Lisa, I was also emotional roller coaster. I try to keep it all inside. I try and just put on a brave face and just yell defense really loudly. But inside, I was also an emotional roller coaster. So I totally understand that. So. All right. Well, I think that's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us live. Thank you to everybody who's watching after the fact. We appreciate you just as much. And make sure that you are subscribed Make sure that you like and comment. We appreciate everything. Follow us on Twitter. And don't forget, we are giving away an autographed game-worn Von Bell jersey when we reach 1,000 subscribers. I think we're still trucking along in the 700 range. So, we really are trying to hit that 1,000. It would be awesome if we could hit that in the next few weeks. So anyway, please subscribe. We appreciate everybody. And thanks so much for being here. Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, if you don't have anything to do next weekend, I'm in a show. It's Agatha Christie's and Then There Were None.
How did I forget that? I'm so sorry. Yes.
No, it's good. It's in Fairfield. Tickets are on sale now. So if you have something that it's fun. It's a little murder mystery type thing. If you've read the book, you kind of already know the ending, but there's a different ending for the play. So
well, yeah. I have not read the book, and I think I'm going to go on Friday. I think I'm going to go on opening night. I have to work that day, but I think I can make it to Fairfield by 7:30, and I'm super, super excited. Now, are people able to buy DVDs? Like, if people can't make it in person, are there DVDs that they can buy, or is that not a thing?
I don't think so, because it's like a licensing thing. There'll be pictures,
okay, that makes sense.
I'll share pictures if you can't be there. Okay, I understand. So, but yeah, unfortunately, with like the license and like all that, it's kind of weird with like the DVDs and like videotaping and all that. So.
Okay, I promised Arrow I would ask, so I did my part and I asked. He was asking about it. I think he's got like Fair Weekend or something that weekend, but yes. Please, if you're in town, go support local theater. It's so important. It's such an awesome thing that they do. And, your buying tickets really helps support them and so they can keep doing what they do. Very cool, Kayla. We're super proud of you, and I can't wait to see the show on Friday. Or maybe I'm going to shoot for Friday. That way I have the rest of the weekend in case yeah, I am super excited.
Me too. I'm really excited too. So.
Yay. Our little star. We're so
I know.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. And we will see you next week after our Bengals win, hopefully. Hooday!
Hooday!